You need to turn that music off.
And nah, I'm gonna leave it. It's
Turn it
not gonna
down this
hear
loud.
it. How's it going, everyone? Are we here yet? Are we here? Possibly,
Happy
maybe,
4th
maybe
of
not.
July, everybody.
Happy Fourth. Over there, I'm not seeing us. It says waiting, but I guess we're on. That's good.
Happy 4th. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, people.
Okay, I'm just gonna put out a PSA right now off the top.
They were kind of tired.
I am exhausted. Okay, I am jet lagged. We are jet lagged. We had a 23-hour day yesterday traveling back home. And this guy, this dude, he said, we have to do this. So here we are.
We have to do it. We're here.
I'm excited to see you guys and chat. I don't think I can go on for a long time though.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long this goes. So, listen, before we get into it, how's audio sound? The video's the video. This should be like normal video, like always. Audio. We were having issues with the audio before. The We're broadcasting very low def right now. So what I think I'm going to do is while we're doing this, I'm going to see if I can change this output a little bit. I might be able to. Hopefully, we'll see if I can do it on the fly right now. That would be kind of cool. We'll give that a shot. And let me see. Let's see. I'm going to give you guys the best stream that we can possibly give. We are using both the Starlink setup as well as the fiber and the T-Mobile setup. So we have all three going into it. So we shouldn't have a problem with the amount of speed that we have, or amount of connection. Yep, it says that we're pumping out more. We're at like 7,100 now, so we're pretty good with that. So guys, how does the audio? How's everything sounding? Audio is good. That's good. Video is all right.
Everyone said audio is fine.
Okay, good. We're using this mic for tonight because I didn't get the Focusrite, the Scarlett set up in time. So next time we'll use the better mic, but hopefully this sounds pretty good. I'm sure these things are pretty damn good anyways.
Rod
What do I say?
said the best stream as possible, but you both look like toast.
Do we
Facts.
we feel like toast. The best toasty crunchy stream as possible. Yeah,
It
it
was
was,
so hot. Holy shit, was it hot?
you
It
know,
was hot, and even with sunblock, it just didn't matter. Also,
yeah.
we hit the pavement as soon as I was done with work, so we were squeezing, literally squeezing in everything and anything that we could possibly see or do.
Yeah.
So,
It was
yeah,
it
we
was a
lost
vacation,
weight.
right? Yeah, I think we lost weight. Everyone's like, "Oh, you go on a cruise. A cruise has such good food." Shut up, it doesn't. Well, you eat so much, and you could just drink all you want. Doesn't matter.
It was
I think we literally lost weight on this cruise.
no one asked how hot it was, so of course we're there and it had to be like some heat wave that's going on.
Yeah, the
So
heat wave.
we the last day in Florence it was like 104.
Yeah,
Yeah.
104. Is this? You seem lower tonight.
Don't know.
Pull the trigger here and just sit up a second. Maybe it'll get you. Yeah.
Move. No, this is
That's it.
this is the crummy chair that you still haven't bought me a chair.
All right,
So
we're gonna have to buy her a new chair. We're gonna buy her a new chair because you feel like low, and I feel like tall or something, and I feel burnt, and I'm like sweating. So yeah, it was. We ended up touching ground in the U.S. at, what was it, like 12:18 or something in the morning down in Fort Lauderdale. By the
no,
time we
that's
got
not
back, what time was
that's
it?
not true. Was it?
Midnight. Yeah, it was
Oh
just
yeah,
after
it
midnight.
was
It's like
after
12:18.
midnight last night.
So by the time we got an Uber and got back to West Palm Beach, we ended up in the house. It was like three,
Like 2:30 in the morning.
yeah, 2:30, 2:30. We went to bed. It
And
was like three
and we
thirty-five.
woke up at
I don't know. We
like
slept in.
like
Yeah,
7 in the morning.
it was kind of
Like,
crazy. It was
yeah.
definitely crazy, but it was a lot of fun. Once again, it's a workcation, so we kind of go through it, and but
All right, I'm gonna go
yeah,
back up here and see Shannon. Shannon,
go up to the top.
official live on the air with purple hair. Welcome back, Super Chat. Thank you very much.
And the Fab's Chair Fund. Thank you,
My God,
Shannon.
thanks, Shannon. It's so pathetic.
Oh my God, we're gonna get a new by next week. There'll be a new chair here.
Yes.
She won't be like what is this, like
I don't know.
2 inches shorter than I am.
I'm just gonna go through a couple of comments. Tavis Gorman, face orange rays.
Yes.
Yeah. Mo, what's up? Welcome
What's
home,
going on,
July
Mo?
4th. We still want our country back. King Charles is very forgiving.
Yes.
Hello from Peter Matson is here. Hello, hello,
How's
hello.
it going, Peter?
No one fragile. How are you? David Fofi, how's it going? Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
Shannon said, I think this will be a fun one. They get to share details of their trip. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
there is some things to talk about.
And Shannon did do memberships already, so happy 4th of July popping off. So he did 10 gifted memberships. So if you got one, please reach out and say thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Shannon, for that. 10 free gifted memberships.
Yes, yes,
Let's see.
yes.
Let's see who got them. Who got them? It's only 10, so we're gonna read through them. Who we got? Jeanette. Who else? Jerry. Jose got a free membership. Some other name, Mohammed, that I don't know. Jeff, Chris, Leonardo, Lee, Rob, and who else? Who else? Yeah, Robert A. If you guys got a free membership, please say thank you to Shannon for his kindness. Yeah, it definitely helps. We have the fund started for Fab's new chair. That's always nice.
Wow.
We appreciate that.
Tom Mussington, I am here from Grand Canyon, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Hey, Tom.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes,
Who else we
yes.
have? Fragile with a super chat. So thank you for the live streams when you were on vacation. I appreciate that. It was definitely a struggle, guys. I took a look at what did we end up doing
First of all, Joe did a live and
with her sleeping in the background.
I was sleeping, sorry.
Yeah. The live starts out and we're talking. I'm like, yeah, Fab, blah, 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 blah. And we're talking back and forth. And then you guys asked a question of her. And I'm like, Fab, what do you think? Silence. Silence. So yeah. We still pulled it out. Okay. Even though she was sleeping in the background, we
Yeah.
did it. So
I mean, I was there for work, so I had to put in my work time. So
yeah.
by the time that we did our stuff and went around town and then got back, I was dead, you guys.
Yeah,
Dead.
it was
Mo said, here comes the slideshow. This is the spaghetti. This is.
exactly. No, that's right.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my God.
Peter said,
So
is it still not going very good? I am still going in and out of the hospital, but I'm
oh
keeping my head above
no.
water. Peter, I hope you get
Peter,
better.
in and out of the hospital is
That's
not
not good.
good. That is not good.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you're here. That's
Super
the
happy that
important
you're
thing.
here.
Yeah,
But we
absolutely.
definitely keep praying for you, bud. Hope that you get better
Yeah,
faster,
sooner
sooner.
than later. Gee, I know you've been struggling with this hospital visits back and forth now
Yeah.
for what, about 6 months or so, right? It's been
Yeah.
it's been a bit. How long has it been, Peter? It's been about that, right? I think it was right around the holidays when you when the first time we went to the hospital. I think it was horrible, absolutely horrible. I think we did. I took a look at the list of videos I did. I ended up doing, I think it was 10 or 11 videos while in Europe. So that was kind of fun to be able to do, but it was a struggle because every single video had to be recorded and edited and everything through the Apple
You guys,
MacBook Pro.
I wish, I didn't do it. I don't think I
Compared to the
did.
Linux
No,
beast
I
I had
wish you
here.
could have seen Joe set up behind the actual video because we had
Oh
an
yeah.
inside cabin. We had the smallest cabin you can get. And if Joe came out of the shower and turned around to grab something and I was right there, we would literally smack into each other.
If
So,
I bent over, my ass would go straight through the bathroom door. Okay. So
so,
there was no bending
wait.
over. It was like turning around like
So
this.
just imagine this, like big bed and barely no room on the sides to
You
walk.
can't walk down the bed, each side of the bed.
Yeah.
You have to go sideways
And
and
then
shuffle.
there's like a little cabinet in front that does like this little turnabout with the little sink there. And that little corner was Joe's
That was
setup.
my
And
office.
it came with one little
Stool.
stool. So we kept moving the stool all over.
Until finally I got pissed with the stool and I chucked it. I don't know, it was like on top of the bed a few times. I'm like, God, the stool. I can't even walk in this place
It
anymore.
was like The Sims.
Exactly. That's
Oh
it.
my God.
That was the
And then he
office
would get
set up.
so mad.
So I'm not used, I'm used to using the Linux machine. Everything's powerful and fast, and I don't have to worry about anything. It just works. I could just go live with you guys and just
Yeah.
just let it rip, right?
No, he couldn't let it rip.
Couldn't let it rip. And then we paid 599. That's how much it was. $599 for Starlink. $599 for Starlink on the ship, and they throttled us to 1 megabit upload speed. 1 megabit. So when I was live with you guys, I had to just dumb everything down to, I think I brought it down to, 1,000 kilobits, like literally a megabit, less than a megabit, because that's all that we had. That's all that we had. So whatever you guys got while I was live is what you got, and that was just it. I was just happy that it didn't go down because I was live for like close to an hour or so from the ship. But I thought if I was going to put $600 into a internet package, which was their ultra high performance streaming package, is what they call it, I would have like this incredible internet experience. Instead, I had shites, and I think it should be. I think it should be illegal. I think it's borderline freaking illegal because it's one thing. So when I talked to these people, none of them knew how much speed you would actually get. I'm going to make a video on it. Norwegian high speed internet access. This is what you will get. And I'm going to make a video on it because the problem is these people are very shady and they do shit underhandedly, right? So they don't tell their representatives what the actual speeds are at all. So they don't even have to lie about it because they really don't know. The only thing that they were able to tell me is if there was a lot of people on, then the speeds would degrade. Well, of course, any asshole would know that. What kind of stupid shit is that, right? So this is Free Speech Friday, so bear with me. Well, no kids allowed tonight, right? This is one of those nights. So, but how are you going to give someone the ultra premium for $600 and then go and throttle them down to shit where it's like basically unusable? That ship's Wi-Fi had to be the biggest trash like ever. And supposedly they had like countless Starlinks on this thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you more before the end of the video, but the end of the live. But that's kind of where it starts. It's just really, really, really bad. And I am definitely going to make that video because I don't care if they get upset and I don't care if I get like any type of blowback. Because if I don't do it, who in the frick is going to do it? Right? I think you should be aware. I think you should know what you're going to buy before you buy it, not a freaking cat in a bag. And then later on, you're like, oh, what did I get here? Is it a blue-eyed cat? Is it a brown-eyed cat? Is it a silver cat? Is it a brown cat? I don't freaking know. You just buy it. You just say, it's a cat. What kind of cat? I don't know. And they literally don't know because they're all stupid as shit. These people are stupid, as dumb as tack. And the entire crew, now we've been on many cruises in over the, let me just go on before you kick me.
I didn't
We've been
say
on many
anything.
cruises in the past.
I've been waiting.
This
He's been
flight,
waiting for this moment.
this cruise crew was dumb as hell. I mean, they were dumb. And usually what happens is with a cruise, okay, they're all very, very happy, right? And they're very accommodating. And they just like anything you need. Yes, Mr. Joe. Yes, Mr. Joe. Yeah. It wasn't like that. They look at you with dumb eyes like this and don't even like respond or give you some stupid ass response. I mean, it was literally like that. So it was really odd. And if you've been on a good cruise and then you went on this one, you would immediately know. I mean, the kids didn't even have a kid pool section. It was turned off. Why? I don't know. Something's broken. There was no water in it.
Oh, can we
The
just say real quick about our room? The little things that were holding things together.
in our room on the door that closes the shower,
Which is all glass.
which is all glass, had cardboard, like
You know when
folded
you
over
roll a little
cardboard
piece of cardboard and you
stuffed
shimmy it
into
in?
it so that it wouldn't do this number.
So every time I would close the shower door,
It's like
no, I'm scared the door is gonna
It's gonna
break.
fall off. And then when we when we came in for the first night, we looked up, and there was a rolled up
Hand towel.
hand towel stuffed on the top of the cabinets, like at
The
the very
ceiling of the
top, the
cabinet.
ceiling. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's for vibration, but I didn't want to touch that hand towel. I don't know what was going on with that hand towel, but it looked important, so we left it there. The hand towel stayed there the entire 10 days. We didn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it.
That's how that's
I didn't have
suspended.
gloves or nothing. I'm not touching the damn hand towel up there. So yeah, that's kind of like how it all, that's just, but we'll tell you more. If you guys have any questions, at JCristina,
Yeah.
right? And we'll go through
Mo
it.
said you guys were definitely on an adventure. You have no idea.
We were on an adventure. We were. It was a lot of fun.
No, it was a lot of fun. Travel. You guys know how travel is. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Let me see what else.
Popping off fireworks.
Of course, it's 4th of July.
Kind of good reason.
Yeah.
Happy 4th, people.
Yes. Happy 4th.
Oh man.
I don't even know where to start.
I don't know.
start?
You start. You start.
No, you started.
So
We have some super chats.
Oh, okay.
Shannon,
Yes, go ahead.
Over here, we did the purple.
we got the purple hair. We got your
here.
share.
Did you say Did you say
Yes, we
fragile?
said thank. I said thank you to
Okay.
Fragile. Appreciate that
And
a
then
lot.
down
Then
here.
we come on down here. Here we go, Shannon.
What is the pie thing, Shannon?
The pie thing. Shannon. Shannon, what is the pie thing?
So
We got some bananas. I like the
Yeah.
bananas. Thank you, Radioactive, texting for the bananas. Loving the bananas.
all right, yeah. So we started. We went to Rome. We started in Rome. We were in Rome for like 5 days before we actually went on the cruise ship.
7, right? What was it?
5 days.
5 days.
And we owned Rome. We walked
Rome.
It was an adventure in Rome
The Vatican.
because
Everywhere.
I booked a hotel further away from where I had to work. So it was 20 minutes. And then I booked it in a section that I didn't really know, but it was all good. So I would end up either taking an Uber in the morning and then walking back in the afternoon because, it's Rome. It was great, But then sometimes I'd had to work late at night. So by the time I was done, I would just tell Joe, I'll meet you halfway. So I'd walk like 15 minutes and he would walk 15 minutes. And also in Italy, in Rome, like they would cancel my Ubers a lot.
We gotta
And,
rehydrate. We're like,
so that was exciting. And my Italian wasn't too bad. We did
yeah,
we did
we
good.
pulled it off.
Oh, what else?
They did cancel Ubers all the time.
Yeah.
Or just
For
any
me, it
car,
did.
any car. They would just cancel them. It was kind of
It was adventurous.
it was I think it was a kind of a game that they played.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, accepted. So and so, Massimiliano is gonna come pick you up, and then like
And then
2 minutes later,
Massimiliano would be-
canceled.
No. So let's say we are on, I don't know, freaking Un Punto Street, right? Whatever.
Oh, yes.
We're sitting, let's say, on the corner of I don't know.
It was
First
hard
and
to
8th.
put the thing in the Uber like where your location is because it just would move it around. Actually, I had better reception in Israel than in Rome.
Yeah.
Um,
They didn't have great Wi-Fi.
and then you can't see the street
really
signs, and the street signs, like the street has the same name, like 5 different names.
So this
Oh, my
here's
God.
the story. They supposedly see where you are, right? Because you share your location, so they know where you are. But what they do here, which is really kind of cool, and it's kind of shade, but I like it. So they would say, okay, I'm on the corner of like 1st and 2nd Street, right? So you would go to 1st and 2nd Street, but they're not really there. And then you would write to them or whatever. You'd say, I'm on the corner of 1st and 2nd Street. And they would be like, I'm on the corner of 1st and 2nd Street too. And they're not. And then what would happen is then they would just cancel the drive, right? They would just dump you. But the thing is this, they keep, I think it was €7. Wasn't it 7?
I think so.
Just under $10. Let's say
If you cancel it.
right, but no, they would cancel it because you're not there.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
that
just, that
too.
was
Yeah,
their
that
shtick.
happened too.
That
Yeah.
was their shtick. Their shtick is saying, I'm here, you're not here, and they cancel you, even though you're actually there. So I was saying Fab, I'm like, how many do they do per day like that? They're like, yeah, I'm there. I can't find you. I don't know where you are. Clunk. And now they cancel you. They keep the €7 and go on to the next person. So if you did that maybe, I don't know, 10 times in the course of your 8 hours day, let's just call it, you got an extra €70. That's like the equivalent of close to $100 just for not taking rides. So, and this didn't happen once. This happened multiple times. So this is definitely some type of deal that they got going on over there, right? So kind of odd to say the least. Anyway,
So then after I mean, we saw all the sites that we could see in Rome. We didn't go inside. Mick asked if we went inside the Pantheon. We didn't. We saw it from outside because the
yes,
line was just so
it
immense.
was crazy.
And you
We were
guys,
just outside of the
it
Pantheon,
was
but
so hot, so
we
freaking
were
hot.
on this. We were in the square.
You know what? I'm gonna show pictures
We
once
did
you
the
go.
Colosseum. We also did the Parthenon. We did Olympus, Zeus, temple. You know, a lot of different. Ended up swimming in the Blue Lagoon. Um, I mean, just a lot of
You're
really
jumping
cool
around.
stuff. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there was a ton of different things that we ended up doing. But yeah, that was not one of them. We didn't get in there because there was just
We didn't go inside. It
there
was
was a
just
lot of people to be able to go inside.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and that was the
We saw
Pantheon,
Yeah, we saw the Trevi Fountain.
Trevi Fountain. Yep,
You know, we walked. I mean, we were in Rome for 5 days, so
we saw a
we
lot,
saw a lot. We walked
a
a
lot.
lot. We Oh wait, I just wanted to show because here, put it on the
I don't
thing.
think it's gonna work. I don't.
Oh, it's not.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that
Well,
sucks.
you could probably hold
Oh
it up
yeah, I'll
over
just
here
hold
and
it up.
see if that will work. Or if you could actually send it to me. Oh yeah, there you go.
Is it
So if you
focusing?
send it to my laptop, I can put it
I don't
up.
know. I don't have time for that. People don't have time
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
not gonna focus on there.
Why?
This is gonna focus on us.
Ah, well, that's lame. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
we were there.
Yeah. We were there.
Where else? Oh, this is the Trevi Fountain. I don't know. I'm sure some of you know what it is, but I don't know
Yeah.
if you can see it, but it's pretty cool.
Send it. I'll
Um,
put it up here.
so I was gonna say something and you kept talking
That's what I do.
because you talk too
That is
much.
what I do.
Shit. Now I forgot. Oh, the Vatican.
Oh God.
Um, no, the Vatican was beautiful, but
What do you know?
well, because Mo said, where is Mo? Sorry, you guys, I'm just so tired. Mo said, LOL. Oh, the Vatican rant. I think I heard only half of it last week, Fabs. I said, wait till he starts.
No. Yeah.
I can't get by just saying see and wound up agreeing to a mafia heist.
I was really surprised, guys. All joking aside, I was surprised at the number of people that worked in the Vatican, around the Vatican, um, could not stand the Vatican. I was just floored by that. Being raised Catholic all my life, I would always be like thinking that, you go to the Vatican, it would be this holy experience. And
Oh, wait, I have to email this stuff
I
to
have,
you, the images.
yeah, you could
Oh,
do that.
Lord, Jace.
Yeah, no. Just you could just drop them.
Oh,
You could just drop
airdrop
them.
it? Okay.
But what I found is when we were in the Vatican, and when you walk through and you get to the like Vatican Square, right? Like where you would see everything, right? Let's just call it. Um, and you look this way, everything is very, it's all church like, right? It's like you have like the all the monuments, you have all of the statues, and then of course you have the church, right? You have the so it looks very papal, let's call it. But what the cameras never show is the opposite direction. So if you're looking at the church, you do just a full 180, right? You have like, what was it, Hard Rock
Yeah.
Cafe here to the left, McDonald's, and like that's the kind of stuff that you actually have in the square. You don't just have all of this holy stuff, right?
No, it's really commercialized.
It was so commercial.
It was very touristy,
It
commercialized.
felt like Disney World. Like even like the stuff like if like I would think, well, if I'm going to go to the Vatican, right, and I want to get like a rosary, right, I want to get a really nice rosary, but like what they had in the location was all of these places that were literally just I mean, like, I don't know if they were Chinese or what they were, but they were not of high quality stuff that I would never purchase, right? So it was just very odd to me, very odd. I did not get the feeling that I thought I would by visiting the Vatican, right? Like, so, like, and if any of you out there are Catholic, I think you probably know what that feeling, like what you're thinking, you know what I mean, in your mind. Like when you go to a really amazing church and you walk in, you have a feeling behind it, right?
Yeah, so we also didn't get to go inside because again, you
Okay.
needed tickets. And with my schedule, sometime a lot most of the times it was hard for me to get tickets for things because my schedule could change and then we'd be stuck, out of pocket, not
But then your
being able.
co-host also dresses really risque, so she is not allowed to go into these sites.
That is a bunch of baloney. I had a spaghetti straps. It was like 100 degrees. And no, because I bought a little lace mantilla to put over me to go to the Vatican, although I probably wouldn't have been able to go anyways because my knees were out. But
No
anyways,
knees showing.
that was a different church though.
That was a different
Yeah,
church.
that wasn't the
It
Vatican
was a
where
different
it
church. It
happened.
was in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there's the Trevi Fountain.
yeah. I'll have to put it up for you. Just a second.
So really quick, Ian Ian Preville just wanted to say hi. Happy 4th to you guys. You're
Thank
amazing, and I'm
you.
glad to catch you tonight. Happy
So
to have
glad
you
you're
here.
here.
Peter asked, was it only Italy you were in? No, Peter. So our trip started off 5 days in Rome, and then after there, we got on a boat, and it went to different ports in Italy and different ports in Greece.
Yeah.
And we were on the boat for 10
And
days.
Sicily.
And Sicily.
I can't
And
forget
Malta.
Sicily. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mick said, you can't spend enough time in Rome. We plan on going back. There's just so much to see. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's different when you go fully on your own time because obviously you're on your own time and you can do things. But when you're trying to balance work with it, we did like the best we could, like I said, and squeezed in, which I think we squeezed in so much. We're
Yeah.
exhausted. Let's just put it that way. We were up at the crack of dawn. I had to work. I had, like I said, changing schedules, and then Joe was trying to do his stuff. And then so whatever we could do in between, that's what we
That's what we
did.
did. That was it. I'm gonna try to get some pictures up for you guys. Hopefully, we'll see if we can make it work or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Let's
this
see.
thing decided to.
David said kick coming in the shin.
Yes,
Richard Rees, no pope on the rope soap.
there should have been Pope on the rope soap. I would not have been even in the least. It would. There should have been Pope on the rope.
Yeah. So, what else? We went, gosh, we did so much that it's
Yeah,
like
it
a
was a lot.
big, like,
It's like a whirlwind of stuff. So
yeah.
I'm going to
We
see if I
went
can
to the
bring a picture.
Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Didn't you put a picture up though
I
on
did.
your community page? I
Yeah.
know Joe was putting some stuff up on the community page too.
Yeah, I tried putting a bunch of
Um,
things on there for sure.
yeah.
Let me see. Let
Then,
me do this.
I mean, we visited a lot of places
I'm gonna
with
see if I
food.
can bring
So
this up.
I feel like the food was 50-50. Some would be really, really good, and others were like, whatever.
Not
And
good.
also, we're used to having like, eggs for breakfast, like not pastries and sweets for breakfast. And that was such a thing. So we were kind of like not happy with like the breakfast situation because a croissant alone is great with a cappuccino, but we were
Uh,
struggling for protein.
yeah, we were struggling for
Yeah.
protein. So, guys, that's what this is the Trevi Fountain, I believe,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's like image number one. What I'll do is I will bring up some of the some of the images that Fab gave me. Here's another one here.
Uh-huh.
Let me put that down here.
What else? So from there, we went to Greece. We had a lot of fun in Greece. We went to the Parthenon.
Went to the
We
Parthenon.
did do
Yeah.
the Colosseum in Rome. That was amazing. I mean, I that was just
Very
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
Um, we did the Parthenon in Greece. We were in Athens.
Yeah.
Um,
Athens. Honestly, guys, I enjoyed Greece more than I enjoyed Sicily or Rome.
mhm.
I really, really, truly loved Greece. Greece was just amazing. The people were extremely nice in all the different islands. I mean, we went to, God,
We
where did
went to
we go?
Mykonos. We went
Mykonos,
to Santorini.
Santorini, Athens, like two more. I don't know,
I
one or
can't
two more islands.
remember.
So my favorite out of all of them was Mykonos. That's mine. I know Fab has her favorite. That was just my favorite. I really enjoyed it a
I
lot.
liked them both.
Athens was beautiful. Um, I enjoyed just visiting Olympia.
Hmm.
Where
That was
where
amazing.
amazing where Zeus's temple is, right? Temple of Zeus, and the we literally walked on the very first Olympic Games. It's kind of weird if you just think of it as a stadium, a football stadium, but on the ground. So all the people would be like this, just like on a football stadium, but instead of on like high rise, whatever, they'd be on the grass, like over this long area, and that's where all the games were held. Really cool, very very cool stuff. The museum was really neat. It was nice. Zeus's temple was just sick. I mean, how old this stuff is and how it's still around is amazing. I also like that the things that we saw there was, you know, even the stuff that we saw in the museums, they were all authentic. It wasn't like many of
Some
the,
of it,
let's say the majority
majority.
of it. Whereas a lot of the museums that we see here in the U.S., a lot of this stuff are actually replicas, and then the originals are like in the basement somewhere. So this was pretty cool because they were actual real deal stuff. Oh, Fab brought over a picture. Check this out, guys. So this was us um, at a church where
Why are you talking like a crazy person? You're going completely out of order.
here. Well, this is what you give me. What
I
pops
didn't
up?
give you
Yeah,
that
look,
just
they're in
now.
order. This is in order.
No,
Look,
that is
there it
not what
is.
that's not what I gave you. You probably had
And
that.
look,
That's I didn't give you that now. That was what you used for the
oh, it says today.
thing.
Oh, okay. So what'd
Exactly.
you send me?
I sent you something else, but it's over here.
Oh, it didn't come through yet.
It's right up there. You
Okay.
see? You see?
All right. All right. Okay.
Shannon with a super chat. I know I am speaking for everyone. We are glad you had a great trip and you made it home safe, weathered
Thank
but
you.
safe. Yes, thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Eric McMahon said Fabiola doesn't burn as bad as Joseph.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely not.
Joe was so red.
I was I was just burnt up because remember, so I'm like 50% Sicilian and 50% German, so I still have like the white skin, but I have like the Sicilian too. So like I can get really dark, but what will happen with me is I'll get dark and then all of a sudden I'll start peeling and then I'll be white again or lighter in color. Whereas Fabiola, she'll get dark and she just keeps it. She's like 100% island, whereas I'm 50% island, right? The other 50% is like Norse. So it's the complete opposite. So I have both in me. So yeah, I will get burnt.
That's cool.
Um, let
What
me
else?
see here.
So one of the things that we did, or that, okay, so one of the things that Joe put up, because he said he was going to put it up
I
tonight.
can't find it. I know you sent me some. I just don't know where
What are you talking about now?
you sent me. I got these two right here at 902, 903. but the
Right.
other ones I haven't gotten.
I only sent you another one after that.
Oh,
So I sent you those two because
oh,
those are
okay.
from the Vatican.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is from the Vatican, this one right here?
Mm-hmm. And the other one.
Okay.
And I was sending you.
I don't know.
Did you turn off your AirDrop?
Yeah, for some reason, like it works and it doesn't work
See, I'm
anyways.
gonna send you another one.
Yeah, let's see where it puts it. Or I could just hit, well, I could hit save to download. That's probably the best way. And this way, then I can just go in there and then open it. There we go.
Since you were talking about me being risque,
This is her risque outfit, guys. This is it.
it was not risque.
This is it. So here you can see the Vatican. We're in the Vatican
Yeah.
right here. Um, and you can see we bought this, or I bought it for her to kind of put over her shoulders and stuff. So
I was looking for the Colosseum.
yeah, you gotta find the Colosseum. The Colosseum was very, very cool. Let me see this other. There's like there's so many different places that we visited, which is just to me just I mean it's just really cool. It was
Yeah.
cool to be able to see. Oh, here's a picture of the Vatican. Or let me see. Let me see if this will work. There we go. Look at that. That's just kind of crazy. Let me zoom into that a little bit. There we go.
Oh, you're putting it on the thing, the actual thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, they
That's
can see it. Yeah, they
I
can see
just
it.
sent you another one.
Okay.
This was the
Where is this one?
Parthenon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This yeah. Here you go, guys. Check this thing out.
that's
It's
crazy.
and there's the Parthenon. So let me see if I can back up a little bit so that it fits. There we go. So as you can see, they're working on it. This is like a work in progress type of thing. So, um, which is really
The
interesting. That
Pantheon. I get them
yeah,
confused, Mo.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Parthenon, the Pantheon. I don't know. I don't even know where I was anymore,
Yeah,
honestly.
they're working on it, and they literally had just chunks all labeled and stuff. There was one piece of marble or something that literally said on it 5,800 kilo. It's like holy hell, that is heavy. Just as one chunk. So they would like move things around, and they're slowly rebuilding it with all of the pieces kind of like stuck together. Let's call it. So yeah, really interesting
Yeah.
how they can do that.
I
Let me
was
see.
I was sharing a lot of stuff on Joe's Instagram whenever I could and we had connection. Um, and I'm gonna share more. It's just I couldn't share as much as I wanted because the connection sucked and it wouldn't
You
upload.
know, we say
So
how Europe has some really, really good Wi-Fi. Well, we didn't experience it. We got pretty much crap
we
Wi-Fi.
had LTE, we had 3G, and then
3G,
sometimes it
LTE.
would go to SOS, remember?
Yeah,
And
sometimes
then
I'll say
that little
5G,
satellite.
but then the 5G speeds, because I'm anal retentive, I'm constantly doing like speed tests because I want to know like, okay, so what is the speed in this area? And it was not good. There was a lot of places that I thought were going to be better, but they weren't. So, once again, this right here is the Vatican, Vatican Square. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, are aware what this looks like because you just saw the Pope was just selected, chosen, whatever you want to call it, recently. So a lot of this image, I'm sure a lot of people know what it looks like because this square is normally just packed. It was like packed like sardines during that selection period that was going on. Um, hey guys, listen. Any
So,
questions? Let me know what the questions are.
well,
Once again,
obviously I will when I
yeah,
see them.
yeah, as they pop up.
Black Hawk, man, I used to work for a general contractor, did lots of cool projects. I could never imagine working on things like that. Most said 5,000 kilos. That would break my back.
Yeah,
Black Hawk,
5,800 kilo.
Black Hawk, the architecture of those things are just mind-blowing. They are. You look so minuscule.
Yeah, you're like,
It's just amazing. And today we can't build shit for
yeah.
nothing.
And they build this stuff to last,
Thousands of years.
which is just
through wars,
through
earthquakes, natural
wars,
disasters.
natural disasters, everything. It's for some reason this stuff sticks.
Yeah.
It stays. But then for we can't make it happen, right? There's no way for us to get any of this stuff to happen. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like architecture, since we did wander throughout Europe and see a lot of different things, when you see these things that have been around for so long, that is the question to me. Like, why is it that we can't build like that anymore? I would love to know. Like, what is that? Why is it that we cannot, just simply build good stuff or build stuff that actually lasts? I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all.
I'm
So,
sending you over pictures of where we were in Athens for Zeus's temple area. Remember?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's
Right.
here's one, guys. I'll throw it on here. Let me see if we can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this was part of Zeus's temple in Olympia. It's hard to get a scale of
Yeah,
stuff like
that's what
this
I'm looking
like
for.
this chunk that's behind here that I'm like pointing at. You can see me pointing to it. If I actually stood next to this pillar, I would be dwarfed. I mean, the thing is just like it's just they're massive.
Yeah.
This stuff is
I'm gonna
absolutely
be
massive.
recapping and posting stuff on Instagram. I was so tired
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
like today, and
Yeah, there'll be a
uh,
lot of stuff on Instagram. And that's like a good place you can go. I wish that YouTube would allow for us creators to be able to post video on our community
or
page.
pictures quick
We
and
can post pictures without a problem, but on the community
not through the
page,
phone. You can't.
yeah, it's true.
Okay,
They
so
their
if
their
you're
app sucks.
right, if you're going quickly through things and you really can't,
Yeah,
like on Instagram.
it's definitely a problem. It's a
Yeah.
problem. Where was this anyways? Let me put this up.
This was in the Zeus's temple area, remember?
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like that area leading to the temple or something. You can see it.
The
So
archaeological site of Olympia, that's what it was
yeah.
called.
So yeah, you would walk down this corridor that would lead you to where they actually
Other
had the
areas.
first Olympic Games. Not just the first, but yeah, the first, but then many other Olympic Games after
Yeah.
that. If you just
Oh,
think
this
about it,
is
all of
the
these people would travel to the island to participate in the Olympics from everywhere. And they did it every single year. It's crazy.
That's the one where the actual
Every
Olympia
2 years.
monument, the Olympic Games monument thing.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
let me
yeah,
read
yeah.
it here.
That stone
Yeah.
that has
And
the writing.
Mo said, and I thought the Great Wall of China is crazy. Black Hawk. Well, it sticks because back then they wanted it to last. We could build like that, but nowadays it is a cost game.
Yeah,
If I was a builder, it doesn't last. We build it again, right? Not the same mentality. That's true.
yeah.
Mo said it is due to the progression of humanity, the technology that was is hidden and used in secrets because the technology could be manipulated through the current earth frequencies. Black Hawk, kind of short form of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, no. It's
I
yeah.
mean, it is so like obviously we see it in books, you see it in movies, but when you're physically there, it is so mind-blowing the scale and the size of this, and to think that the tools and the technology and the things we have today, and we can barely get things right now,
They can't even
to how they did things
yeah.
with the nothing in the heat. Imagine how it was with no medicines, no doctors, if someone, got hurt. Like it just blows your
I
mind.
don't know if it was the Colosseum, the Parthenon, or the Pantheon. It's one of the three, and I forgot which one. I remember I was listening to one of the guides, one of the people talking about it, and many of those pillars that you see that, let's say they're 50 feet tall, they're chunks of like 5,000 kilo each chunk, right? That they would stack. They were built without mortar. So they're literally just carved
Wait.
on top of one another,
Yeah.
right? Like placed one on top of another, and they don't fall down. They don't, through wars, through cannonballs, through basically everything being, they don't fall down. They literally have no mortar. That's just how precise. I suppose it'd be kind of like the pyramids, right? When you see the scale of the pyramids and how accurate they are built with precision.
Yeah. So this was the thing for Zeus's temple
Right.
that Joe's standing by, but there was another piece to this statue thing here that is where the winged I forgot what she's called. That's on the Olympics.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. You tell me which one. Not
No,
this
the
one.
one you're standing by that
This
you
one.
no, the one you're standing by that
But
you're
you sent me a
showing.
picture of already.
That's why you have it there on the computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have the.
You do. It's right there. It's right there. You just put it there. That's the one. I
Can
don't have
zoom
a
into it.
no, I don't have a picture of that. It was missing. That's what I'm
Oh, okay.
saying, but
Got you.
that's where
Got
it
you.
came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the one thing we didn't get to see in Florence. We did go to Florence actually the day before yesterday. We didn't get to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
But I want Joe to show you guys this. I think it'll be cool. This was an actual
There we go,
it was
guys.
an actual it's an actual statue of Marcus Aurelius, 161 to 180 AD. It was erected in the East Monopetrol Nioskos of the Nymphian section of the site of Olympia. So I just thought that was cool.
There you go, guys.
I mean, I thought a lot of things were cool, but yeah,
The detail, right? So this is quite old.
just a little bit.
And I absolutely love that. What I noticed too, a lot of the work that is done on these things, they were done, the Greek work that I saw, the Greek work, they were done very, very accurately. Like even when you looked at toes or feet or anatomy, they were very accurate. I'm a student of art. I went to three different colleges, and one of the colleges I went to was for art, right? Art school. And I'm a painter. I draw and all the rest of the stuff. So I have an affinity for this stuff, and I really find it fascinating how well they got it anatomy. Whereas in some of the cultures they didn't get it. They would carve or they would draw what they thought they saw instead of what they actually saw. If you're an artist, you know what that means, right?
Wow.
So it is definitely interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, so there you go. That's Marcus. Who is it? Aurelius?
Aurelius.
Aurelius, yeah. One of the
Um,
one of the bust, one of the carvings. And what
yeah.
is this? What is this one right here
Which
that I'm
one?
putting up right now?
Oh, that's another piece temple that we saw.
Is this Zeus? Is this part of
No, it was another one and I forgot the name. I have to look it up, but it was in the site of Olympia. This that was all part of that. It was humongous. We
Yeah.
went through it so fast, but there was so much to see. I'm telling you, we lost pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Peter Madsen said, "Did you get the real pizza?" Oh, geez, that's another conversation. I think I.
Ask me about meatballs.
Oh,
Ask me about meatballs before the end here. I'll tell you about meatballs because that was quite interesting for me. Being that my father makes meatballs and he's from Sicily, and I was thinking that they were going to be the same. And yeah,
and they were not. I'm going to send you these
yeah.
pictures because they're from the Blue Lagoon that we swam in, and that was in Santorini. No, it was not. It was in,
Wasn't it in um what the hell was it called?
it wasn't Mykonos.
No, it wasn't Mykonos. It
It
wasn't
was,
Santorini either. Was it other place? I don't know. We visited so many different
I
locations.
can't
It's kind of
remember.
crazy. Here we go. Is
Anyways,
this
but
is this
this, yeah, that's when we went swimming, and
yeah, so
we went
this
on a boat,
yeah, we went on a
and
boat. This
this
is
is,
actually from
Yeah.
from the Blue Lagoon. Matter of fact, well, this is looking up. This would be looking up from being inside the Blue Lagoon. Do you actually have a picture of the Blue
I
Lagoon?
sent them to
Oh,
you.
they're in there. All right, let me see. I'll bring it up. Oh, here we go. So this is one picture that you can see here. So this was part of it. We got the swim in there. So the Blue Lagoon, obviously by its name, it is very very blue. The water is like crystal blue. Um, and when you look in, you can see the bottom. But when you go and you dive in, the bottom is like really deep, but it's so clear that you can see it like if it wasn't deep.
Yeah. It's like a
So
spring kind of, but it's in the
yeah,
ocean.
yeah, but it's
It's
literally
beautiful. It was
yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely
But
gorgeous.
again, feeling like miniature person because the scale of the stone and it's just crazy. It's wild.
Oh, here's some of it you can
Yes,
see.
I sent it to you.
Yeah, this is like there we go.
There's a little fish. I don't know if
Was
you
there
can see it.
fish in here? Oh
Look,
yeah,
they're right there.
there we go.
They're like all in the section.
Hmm.
Um,
But so yeah,
Black
this is
Hawks.
part of the Blue Lagoon, and it goes down. It goes down really, really deep, and you would. It doesn't look like it's deep when you're in the boat, but you
Yeah.
jump in and you start and you get a mask on. You get down there. You're like, yeah, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, well, it was the ocean. I sent you
Yeah.
another one.
Oh, with you in it?
Yeah, I look like a crazy person, but it's just because it's so blue. I don't know if you could see the background. No.
No, it's hard. It
Okay.
it looks like I said, it looks like it's shallow,
Yeah.
and it is not.
Black House said it's the carving of stones that really interests me for the most part. Well, then you would be
You would love it.
amazed. Yeah,
You
you'd
would
love it.
absolutely love it.
Definitely go visit. I've carved stone. It's not that easy. So what the heck did they use? Exactly. So we went to a museum and like the same kind of basic tools like that you would see Native Americans use, a little bit better, but not by much. They have like arrowheads, they have square things that they made out of other stones to carve to it's just it's just mind-blowing because again, no technology like we have today.
Yeah. That's exactly right. You don't have the technology, but you still have the ability to do all of these things. And then once they would do the carvings, then they would use the sanding method to make the stuff smooth like glass. So it was like a long, long, long process for a lot of these carvings to happen. It wasn't just something that was just like thrown together, but I guess that's the beauty of it, you know? They spent a lot of time. So, one of the things that I absolutely just despised, and if you guys watched my live, I talked about it. Rome was, to me, the absolute worst offender of tagging.
Hold on a second. Shannon just dropped some gifted membership.
Shannon,
So if you're getting a membership from Shannon, please give a shout out.
thank you, Shannon.
Oh
That's
my
really,
God.
really nice. Thank you. Tommy got a free membership. Peter, who else? Gerald, Tim, Basling, something like that, got a free membership. Lee, Michael, Brian, Sissis, I guess 55, and Tavlish got a free membership. Say thank you to Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. Really appreciate it. It helps out the channel a ton. And Shannon is a member for 18 months. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. He says, please like and subscribe and share. If you have any questions for Joe and Fabi, put a Q before your question. Yes, Q before your question or at JCristina. Either which way. At JCristina works out really well because it on our side, it pops up like in pink or some color. The at JCristina definitely pops out a little
Hi,
bit easier.
Alfonso. Happy Independence Day.
How you doing, Alfonso? Um, yeah. So what I was saying was in Rome, it was just really, really, really sad. The amount of tagging, the amount of spray paint on everything, guys. Spray paint. When I say on everything, I mean everything. I'm not kidding. I mean spray paint on everything. Um, I just don't understand the mindset that anyone can be in to spray over a piece of stone that is very difficult to clean because it's porous, and deface something that is so old and ancient that's been there
And
forever
beautiful.
and beautiful, and like someone was saying, the carving of it and all the work that went into it and the wars that this stuff has been through, and then you go and deface it.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked to some of the people over there, and they're like, oh, we clean it, and then by like 3 o'clock in the morning it's painted up again. I told them, guys, you know i'm I'm like a straight shooter. I think, anyone that watches my lives or watches any of my videos, you probably pretty much know who I am. So if you sat down in a coffee shop with me, the same person that you see here now is who you're going to sit down in a coffee
The
shop
same
with. So
person.
either you like them or you don't. It's not, there's no airs. I told the person, I forgot who, it was a driver or it was someone, I said, I would fix this whole defacement thing very quickly. I would fix it in 12 months. The first 6 months, I would put PSAs, public service announcements, across airwaves. That's TV, radio everywhere, bulletins everywhere. Those 6 months, those radio waves would basically state simply this: if we catch you defacing property, spray painting, tagging something, right, you will lose a pinky. Your one pinky. The second offense, you would lose your other pinky. Third offense, you would lose a hand. But when you do lose that pinky, you are then made to put in 6 months of service of cleaning. So you can clean with your other hand. I don't really care what you do, but you'll be cleaning for 6 months up all of this defacement throughout Rome. That's what you'd be doing. And I promise you, now that's the 6 months, right? And then as of the 181st day is when that goes into act, and there's no like, oh, maybe, or I'm sorry. You lose the pinky, or you lose the hand or the other pinky, either which way. So I would have Rome cleaned up probably within a year or two. That's just how I would do it. But I'm not like a really nice guy. That's just, when I see stuff like that, it makes me very, very mad because of all of the time and process that went into it, and how they literally have gone through war. And then you see the kids go and deface it. And I blame the parents, right? I blame the society in general, right, for allowing it to happen. But anyways, so that's what I would do. And I promise you, I would have Rome fixed up in a year. It would be fixed. It would be clean in a year, and there'd be a lot of people that would be missing pinkies. And that's just simply the way it is. And whenever you see someone that's missing a pinky, you know exactly what this person was doing. It's very apparent then. It's kind of like the scarlet, or the scarlet letter. So that's just what I would do. Maybe it's a little bit harsh, but that's kind of the way I see it. I just hate that. I hated that. Was something that really bothered me.
Yeah.
Um,
These are pictures that I mean, we have a ton, but this is from the islands Mykonos and Santorini.
Mykonos.
This is the windmills that they had.
This is
It's
the
really cool.
windmills. Let me
That
switch
have been
over.
there for I don't even know how long. Isn't that
Uh,
cool?
Let me see.
Oh,
They
and
can't see it yet. Let me see if I can. Let me switch them over. Here we go.
um,
There we go, guys. See it?
Mo said you have to be strict towards these thugs.
Yeah, you just can't. You can't allow stuff like that. You just can't. There has to be rules
Todd
that are put
said
in
parents
place.
have a lot to answer for.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely, and just like I said, it that's why I don't believe in doing something like that just spur of the moment, because it's very harsh. But with 6 months preparation, I think I think it's good enough. I think in 6 months, if you don't get it, well, you'll never get it, and then you will get it, and that would be it. And that won't
Yeah.
it won't happen too often after that. And I promise you, if that was to happen, and you see a bunch of these people without pinkies, they no one would do it anymore. I promise you guys. I promise you, they won't do it anymore. That's the thing. There has to be some type of you know really something severe punishment for people to even give a crap, because if not, they don't care. So here's a bunch of pictures. Where was this from? Was this Santorini?
That was Mykonos.
Mykonos.
No, that was Santorini.
It is
Sorry,
fancy.
Santorini. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
picture in there that I put because you know how we're always talking about food and eggs? Oh my God. These,
Oh, you must have sent it afterwards. I don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have it yet.
No, it was with the group that I just sent you that you
Okay,
accepted.
let me just back up out of this one a little bit. There we go.
Skippy said, "Time to start tag a thug program ASAP." Yes.
Tag a thug.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like that. Tag a thug.
Alfonso, missing thumb harder to spray. True.
No, that's what. No, it's got to be pinky. You
Oh
know,
my
the thumb
God,
is more important.
Tom Declue? Sorry, Tom. Your idea works very effective in Saudi Arabia. See?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So these are all of them, and
You're missing one. You just
there it
skipped it.
is, right here, guys. So we talk about this all the time because we do have chicken, and we've talked about this in the past that the eggs that we get, for some reason, are very orange, right? Well,
Yeah, they were
the
amazing.
reason is because they're organic. So this is the eggs that you get. What was it? This was the Santorini?
Yes.
Yeah, in Santorini. So the eggs are like so orange. They're literally like dark, dark, dark orange, and they taste so, so, so good. It's really unbelievable how good they taste.
Yeah, that's not even yellow. I consider that straight up orange.
Yeah, they're now the eggs that we get here in the store. We go to Publix, we'll get eggs, and they're literally like a green, pale yellow, and they taste like crap. Obviously, there's no ass behind them, right? There's no fats, there's no omegas, there's no nothing. This one is packed. When you eat that, you actually are eating like real food.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is what the eggs, that's what the eggs look like in Santorini, and they're everywhere was like this too.
Yeah.
Here's another picture off the coast here. Santorini was very interesting because do you see this one little? Do you see this little area here? Like I guess you can say it's a beach. It's really small. This little area. Well, this area was probably about a total of maybe 300 feet, and that was the biggest beach for like miles until you went to the other side of this area. It's like volcanic, so there's very, very little beaches anywhere. Everything is like built on top of one another in a mountain type of setting because once again, they are lava that come out of the out of the ocean, right? So they are volcanic. Very interesting. This is the only beach, or not the only beach, but there's few and far between. And every time we found like a place that we can actually stop to hang out on a beach, the beach was like, what was that one, like maybe 30 feet? The whole beach 30 feet. There was like
Yeah.
50 people on the 30
Yeah.
feet, and then like another little area. It was like
It was cool.
it was cool. There wasn't a
Um,
lot of room, let's put it that way.
So yeah, so then the picture that I mean, there's so many pictures. Again, I'm gonna recap, but it's just better if you follow Joe on Instagram, then you
Yeah.
can really see it because there's so much stuff that's just amazing, and putting it on YouTube is just a pain in the butt. Really quick, um, Blackhawk said that, by the way, I forgot to mention I live in southern Oklahoma. We had a tornado warning. My Starlink was up when I went to the bunker
Uh-huh.
and was up when I got back home an hour later. So
Exactly.
happy you guys are doing good, and that's great that it stayed up.
Yeah, just so you know, our Starlink have been through multiple hurricanes, and unlike other people, I do not take them down. I leave it there and hope that it doesn't rip off. And every single hurricane gone through, never a problem. They still work flawlessly, no problem. And like he said, hurricane or whatever is over, tornado, any kind of storm, it's still working. Now, during the storm, when there's a ton of moisture in the air and you got it's not working very well, obviously. But as soon as it stops, you have full signal, just like nothing. Whereas everyone else, the power is out or there's some issue. Now there's no more internet for who knows how long. Let's see. Peter Gosling is here. Sent a gift. There we go. Look at that gift membership. Thank you, Peter, for that. Peter, Jim got a free gift membership. See that right there? Thank you, Peter. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Moving on. Once again, if you guys have a question, put at JCristina. Any kind of questions that you have. Um, Let me also say that while I was gone, I put together 10 videos for you guys. So, we did a lot. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about on those videos, let me know. So these are the 10, just so you know the titles. One, you got SpaceX, Starlink versus China, fast internet. On that one, I talked about SpaceX and how they are as fast as the Chinese when it comes to the true speed, whereas the Chinese are doing gigabit speeds now from geo really far away. The problem is it's not really a viable option because when you're shooting a laser through the atmosphere, it disperses a lot if the weather is not pristine. It's just not a good way to go. RF is still a better way. Anyways, I did a video on that. I did the let me see, Starlink versus Project Kuiper satellite. That's the internet battle. Iran's brutal law. That one was interesting with space. If you sell 10 SpaceX units in in Iran, Iran will put you in jail for 10 years. If you're using a SpaceX Starlink and transmit any data that they deem to be inappropriate, let's say, the it they prosecute you. It's no longer a prison term, it's death. You are executed if you use a SpaceX Starlink dish and you send data or receive data that they don't want you to send or receive. um, and the person that does kill you has 100% immunity. That's in their law as of right now in Iran. That's really great. Love to hear that. Also, SpaceX's pricing skyrockets. I did a video on that. $1,349, guys. $1,349. $1,000 fee for just being in an area that is congested. So that fee went from $100 to $250, $500, $750, and now it's $1,000. And it's basically just to slow down onboarding of new people. I did one on debris that has been washing up in Mexico. Also in the Turks and Caicos Islands, a lot of debris from the starships blowing up. So Mexico is thinking about suing Elon Musk for the debris. And a lot of you guys ended up saying, well, why in the hell are they trying to sue for some debris from SpaceX Starlink when the last couple of decades they've been pumping raw shit out of Mexico that's landing on the beaches of California and making them close the Californian beaches, right? So California should sue Mexico for their raw shit that's coming across. So I thought that was pretty funny too. But they're trying to sue Elon for debris. Also, the Golden Dome. I did a piece on that, which was I called it the golden cow for SpaceX Starlink because the Golden Dome is $1 trillion.
It's so crazy, the whole Iran thing, but go ahead.
Oh, how they just kill people?
Yeah, like how do they know? Black Hawk wants to know how would they even know?
They monitor everything. So I have a discourse channel, and my moderator on the discourse channel is from Iran. Now I think he's from Iran, and he's now in Canada. And he was trying for a long time to get out of there, and he finally did get out of there. But he used to, by him just moderating my channel on Discord. If you guys haven't been to Discord, go to community.jcristina.com. Once again, community.jcristina.com, and you can go onto the discourse over there. There's a ton of people on there. Anyways, so he's the moderator over there, and he's from Iran. Now he's in, but he said that if they were to find out that he was moderating my discourse channel, he could literally be prosecuted. So what they do over there is they use VPNs, even though VPNs are the illegal virtual private networks. They use a lot of VPNs to get around things because the government monitors every single thing that you open, everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything. It's just simply a way to control the people. With Elon Musk, SpaceX, Starlink, well, it's hard to control the people when the people now have free information, without any type of means of discernment of knowing what is what, right? So when you're going through SpaceX Starlink, they can't see what you're doing, and they don't want that. So bottom line here is they need to have control, and the only way that they can have control is just simply by having control over the network, having control over the information. So that's what they're doing over there in Iran.
Eric said the Iranians were highly successful at using their nuclear facilities to destroy 16 of our bunker buster bombs.
Yeah, they were high. Yeah, yeah. I think it was 17, maybe 16. I think it was 17
Hmm.
bunker busters. They each one of those bombs were 33,000 pounds, 33,000 pounds, and they were designed to go through the air shafts and dig into the ground prior to explosion. So they don't explode on contact and explode like on the top of the ground. They explode maybe sometimes 500 feet in the ground. um, just unbelievably amazing, right? Those what are they, B-2 bombers or whatever that dropped those things. So those stealth bombers, it's just crazy. So 17 of them they caught, and they caught them well. Um, so yeah, I'm sure it put them back a little bit. But what I've always said about this whole thing is yes, we did destroy a lot of their facility to be able to enrich
Skippy said
the
time fuse
uranium.
delay bomb.
What's that?
Time fuse delay bomb. Rick.
Yeah.
Skippy, sorry.
Skipping, yeah. The problem that I have is where is all of the uranium that has been enriched? Because they didn't leave it on site. Chances are they enriched the uranium and then they moved it to an undisclosed location. So we blew up the enrichment sites, which is great, meaning that they can't enrich more uranium. But then where is the stuff that they've already enriched, right? That's my next question, and I've never seen that answered anywhere. So who knows? I'm sure it'll push them back a little bit, but these are these are people that and even like my Discord moderator, he says the same thing. These are the people that they're in a mindset of killing, right? That's it. Kill all US, kill all Jews, kill, that's their mindset. So it makes it, you can't really rationally speak with someone like that, because it doesn't matter really what you say, because they have an agenda, right? And the agenda is in their religious text. And if someone has a religion that encompasses killing you, well, that's what they need to do. That's their job. That's what they need to do. So it's very difficult, in my personal opinion. You can't there's no way to discuss things, let's just say, because there's no end to it. And that will just go on for another 2,000 years. That's just how it is. So that's my personal opinion. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right, so let me just.
Shannon says,
He had to bail getting home. Thank you for the super
thank you,
chat. Have a
Shannon.
great weekend.
Really appreciate that, Shannon. Thank you for being here. Glad you had a safe trip back home.
Yes,
Have a good weekend. Let me know how everything goes. I know you've been working hard this last week on like some server issues, some other issues that have popped up.
that's horrible.
Yeah, it's always something. Whenever you're dealing with digital stuff, it's always some type of problem. And yeah, I hope it all works out. Let me know how it goes for sure. Thank you. Really appreciate it as always, Shannon.
Mo said, yeah, Iran goes overboard with its laws compared how relaxed the laws are in Saudi Arabia. Mo said we should go there and he'll be a tour. And by the end of the tour, we would be eating ice cream or in a spa somewhere because how freaking hot it is in Dubai. I can only
Dubai, I
imagine.
know. I would like to see Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai would look
That'd be
kind of
kind of
cool.
cool, right? That'd be a place to visit, Dubai.
What else? Rick Skidmore said, good evening,
Good evening.
Joseph. Um,
Thank you for being here. Trying to rehydrate from our.
Black Hawk. So if Starlink is basic VPN question mark, do we have to do additional steps?
So Starlink isn't VPN. It's just, so if you're using a Starlink, you're going through the Starlink network, right? So they do not have access to that network. So what happens is they don't know what you're doing, right? So it's not that it's a VPN, but it's going through a network that they don't have access to. Like they want to let's say in Iran their local government was AT&T. Well, they want all internet traffic to go through AT&T so that they can monitor all internet traffic. This is all going through the exact same provider. That's how it works. So they don't want you to use obviously SpaceX Starlink because you can throw the thing on the floor in the middle of the desert someplace and now have an uplink and share anything. They don't want that. You're not allowed to share anything, you know? You consume only what they give you to consume. You're not allowed to consume stuff that is not given to you by them, right? Once again, it's just a simple way to own the narrative, to have full control over the story. When you control the story, you control the people. When you control the narrative, you control the people. When you control the information, you control the people. You know, it's like back like I've said in the past with the medieval times, you know, keep your people religious and you keep them dumb and you can always keep them under your thumb. It's that same type of analogy is you want to keep people always, you know, let's say, are you going to hit me again?
Yeah, they get it.
Okay, you guys get it. I will not continue. Go ahead.
God.
I'm waiting.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Just shush.
Hmm.
Wait, it
Oh,
moved.
okay.
Okay, you answered the VPN
Yes.
question. Eric, I think Elon turned on Starlink for cell phones in Iran when their regime turned off internet.
They did. Yeah, he did. He did turn on internet in Iran. They were
Greg
pissed.
said Starlink is infidel. LOL.
Yeah, the infidels. Exactly. Exactly. Elon's an infidel. Everyone's an infidel. That's, you know, that doesn't, you know, I'm definitely not one to
Honey Badgers, hey.
hey, how's it going, Honey Badger? Thank you so much for
Super chat.
she was sleeping.
I was sleeping, but
She was
actually,
sleeping.
and I had a special um Aperol Spritz cocktail. So thank you very much. That was really, really nice. Really
See
appreciate it.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It was definitely good. We had a real good time.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah. Thank you for that.
I
Thank
sent
you.
you some last pics.
Oh,
Did you
you sent
get
me
them?
some?
I don't know if you accepted them or not because you
Probably
were
not. Uh
talking and talking
and talking.
and talking.
Here's another. Here's one. Is this one?
Um,
No.
do I need to send them again?
Let's see.
God, Joey, or
They're in here? No. Yeah, I don't have it. That I had to receive them
God,
probably. Send them and I will receive them. There they are.
six of
Accept.
them. Okay.
There we go. There they are.
So yeah.
I will stick them up. Let's see.
So those are the ones from yeah.
These are the
So
ones.
we don't want to be hypocrites either because, you know, we did get married. We're going to a different topic because these pictures came up and Joe used two of the pictures for the live tonight. Um, you know, we did get married in a Catholic church, very, very traditional. And, you know, I like the traditions of the Catholic Church, some of it, you know, and stuff. But, anyways, long story short, we knew we were going to be in Sicily and I didn't tell Joe anything. So I reached out to this very, very old church that was built in, I think it was around 1100 in Sicily. It's like the oldest church, and it was like a 10-minute walk from the port. Anyways, I reached out, and the Monsignor replied to me. And so I scheduled a blessing for me and Joe. I thought it would be very cool, especially since his dad is from Sicily. And so I didn't tell Joe, and I made him, we packed our clothes in a backpack, and we went out for the morning. I figured we would take, you know, have breakfast and then go to the church, scheduled it at 12 noon, but we got to the church
Mhm.
and the father wasn't there. He wasn't available. So we were trying to translate with this guy. It was hilarious. And he got so frustrated. He started cursing in Italian in the church.
He's cursing in the church. It's just
And
funny
long,
so.
and then so anyways, we figured out we'll come back at 3:30. So we come back at 3:30 and the priest was there. And I told him, I said, can we change? But it was so hot, you guys. And we had spent all day out now sightseeing because, we had to wait for later. So he goes, yeah. And he told us where to go upstairs in this room. No AC, okay? No windows, nothing.
Nothing.
And I have our clothes in the backpack and we're changing and we're just dying of sweat. And I told Joe, should we even bother changing? And Joe's like, yeah, drop drawers. Let's do this. So,
No lie.
anyways, it was beautiful. I thought that he was just gonna give us a blessing on the side of the church, like in a little alcove or something, but he literally took us right smack in the middle of this cathedral, which wasn't the original church, but it was just as old. It was built right after the original church. And yeah, he did the whole blessing right there.
In
Um,
Latin and
in
Italian, which is
yeah,
nice.
yeah, it was really pretty. And the altar boy man was part of it. And then he took us to the catacombs underneath the church
So
that
this right here is
to
a
take
picture of the
pictures.
catacombs. Right here, we're like deep under the ground. You can see like all of the scaffolding stuff, whatever. So this is like underground, under the church. They call it the catacombs, which was really cool. And as you can see, we are the only ones down here. There's no one else. He just took us, and that was it. So
Yeah.
that was just so cool. And as you can see, like here above us, you can't see. There's no more painting here. There was like a painting at one point, but you could just see how
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just gone.
these churches, like I said, they were built prior to a lot of, the different people that came through prior to the Romans. So you know how it goes with the churches. One will add to and so
Delete
forth.
from.
Yeah, and so from like the 1100s, it's been around. So yeah, so
Yeah, it's
that
kind
was
of
the
kind of
pictures
cool.
Joe used for the live video. So that's why I wanted to share
Yeah,
those
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
And like the history of the church and the catacombs, we just thought it was the coolest thing. It was something we did not plan. I didn't tell Joe at all until the day of, the morning of. And then we had no time to change because we had to make it back to the ship. So we had to leave like dressed like this and walk through the streets, cobblestones and stuff, all the way to the cruise ship. On the cruise ship, it was
People were looking at
hilarious.
us like, what exactly is going on?
Sweating, we were drenched.
And then two people came up to us and said, "Did you guys just get married?" We're like, "No, we got married like 32 years ago." So probably not just, but and we told them what we did, and then they proceeded to tell us that they were two of the people that were out there in the congregation that was behind us,
Yeah,
basically in the church
during the thing.
while the priest was doing what he was doing. So
Yeah,
kind of interesting. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
all that.
all that.
Um, so I mean, all in all, we had a really good time. There was a
Yeah,
lot of different things we did, a lot of places we saw and whatnot.
and we
So
went to Florence too. We
Florence,
went to go see. What did we see in
no
Florence?
idea.
We didn't see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We
No,
just didn't have time.
we just
Um,
yeah. When we were there, we just went to go and just
yeah,
we just went to
we
see.
saw as much as we could see. It was just amazing
Yeah.
and enjoyed, and it was so hot.
Yeah,
Goodness
sometimes,
gracious.
I that's the one thing, like when you go to these different locations and stuff, in my personal opinion, I would rather do stuff that's off the beaten path than what everyone else is doing. Like I used to teach photography, we had I anyways, long story short, when you go to a location and everyone's taking a picture of the exact same, let's say, mountain peak or church or whatever, if you literally turn 180 degrees and take that picture, you're in the exact same location, but now all of a
Sending
sudden you
some more
have
pictures.
something completely different that no one else has. So I am definitely someone that's like a proponent of that, of not getting the exact same shots that everyone else does, because you know everyone else has the exact same shot. Like who cares at that point? You know what I mean? So for me, where is this? Anyways,
This was in Florence.
this is in Florence.
Yeah, this after our pictures, this was in Florence.
Yes.
This was the biggest church that was built like as ornate. If you zoom in on that, there is not one place that they didn't put some type of decorative something.
Look, like when you're back here, you can't
Yeah.
see, but when you get in here, look, there is something going on everywhere. There is statues and all of these everything. Just think of tattoos. That's the way I look at it. If someone tattoos their entire body, that's what they do. There is not one spot that is not have some type of adornment, some kind of embellishment, something that's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. There is so much going on these things. It's literally crazy. I don't even know. The amount of time and effort that went into this stuff is just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Next
Absolutely
level.
crazy. Next level for sure.
All right, let
Um,
me read some of this here real quick.
oh, I got some more came through here.
Yeah. Did it?
Okay. Yep. Here's that gold door.
Oh yeah. So this was called a baptistery. So it's a different building that was built all the way back then, separate but across from that church. So you had to get baptized in this church, this baptistery, prior to being able to walk into the other church.
Yeah.
And these doors are replicas of the original doors that are in actual gold in the museum.
Yeah.
So I think that
Yeah.
was amazing. Again, talking about building stuff and all this craziness, technology today existing amongst this great old stuff. I just think it's amazing that we could take pictures with our iPhone this detailed and then being able to share with you guys.
Yeah.
It's just wild. Let me just read right here. RGSD rule said, home just got home from day partying. I love that.
Nice.
Black Hawk, I get it. So Starlink is a unmoderated access to info, not a VPN.
Correct.
Thanks.
But you could use a VPN with SpaceX Starlink. So SpaceX Starlink doesn't even know what you're doing either. So you could do that for sure.
Okay. So what are you showing here? Some of these statues
Some of the
from these are
statues.
just walking around Florence on some of the churches and stuff. It was just crazy. Let's see. Peter, question. How is the news reporter can send the news from Iran? How can news reporters send news from Iran? Are they really giving real news though? I don't know. Is it news,
It's
Peter?
controlled. I mean, everything is controlled, obviously. But the thing is they get news out. Like I was saying, like my moderator on the discourse that was in, like I didn't know about how the Iranian stuff worked until like, he told me a lot of the different things. So a lot of the people they let's just say the majority of the people that are very happy that we bombed them. Like in the US, people would be like, what are you talking about? But no, they are very happy that they were being bombed by the US because they don't want to be oppressed by this government anymore, but they don't have the ability to overthrow them. That's my understanding. So, how the news comes out is many of these people, and a lot of them are like university students, right? They will get VPNs. They'll set up shops in different areas. They'll use burner phones, and then they'll have a burner phone attached to a VPN, and then they'll send out information. So a lot of the information that we get are through inner sources that are in Iran, but they're doing it on the down low through VPNs. VPNs are illegal in Iran. If they know that you're using a VPN, like you can go to jail, right?
Wait, go back to the building.
Which
Which one? The one with the gold or the church? Black Hawk.
which one here?
So that's the baptistry with the gold doors.
Yes.
And then the one prior to this is the church.
This is like the big church. To go into this church is where you have to be baptized to get in.
Well, back then, I don't know
Yeah.
about now, but the back of this church, you have another picture of it. It's where those domes
This
are.
one. Yeah.
No, this is in front of it. That's the baptistry door. See, that's the back of the church. Those domes that you see, Those things are all part of the church. You just can't tell. The thing is long. It goes on forever.
Yeah. Look at the
Yeah.
detail on this thing.
And again, these pictures were taken with, we got new phones and they're
Yeah,
the
the iPhone.
16s. It's just crazy because we were kind of far.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there, but it was far.
The
It's
details,
wild.
it's just crazy. It really is. So, guys, what was really cool, which Fab didn't tell you, but this church, that was the back, and this guy here, and let me see here. Let me get to the front of it again. Where is it? This one, no, no, no. Here we go. This one. So this church, so what we did is we sat in a cafe. We took this picture sitting like we were sitting in a cafe right here, right where you see us here, and we were having like spaghetti.
Yes,
And
Vince said, because I couldn't remember the name. It's
yeah,
the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore Duomo.
Duomo, yeah. Everything's Duomo,
Yeah,
which is obviously like
yeah.
church. Yeah. So that's this one. But remember I was going to tell you guys about the meatballs?
Oh
Well,
God, here we go. Get ready. Incoming.
incoming shit. So, my father's Sicilian and he makes meatballs. And his meatballs are about this big and they're made a certain way and they taste amazing. And I've had them all my life, right? Um, so I said, you know what? I want to go to Italy, Sicily, Greek, Greece, and I want to have meatballs everywhere. I just one, just a dish. I want a meatball and see where my dad got this meatball recipe that he has. So, guys, the meatballs in Italy are, in my personal opinion, trash. They literally are balls about the size, this big, about the size of a quarter, maybe a half dollar, probably a quarter, a marble. And they're boiled. Okay. They're like boiled in the sauce. And a lot of them have like a crouton or something dead center. So if you take something this big and you put a crouton in it, how much meat do you have left? Nothing, right? So this was in Rome. This was everywhere. This is the meatballs. Then we even went to Sicily, where my dad is from. I said, okay, we're going to have meatballs in Sicily. Maybe that's where these meatballs come from that he makes. The same freaking stupid ass 1 inch meatball that had like literally no taste. Like a boil. I could take it and bounce it off a wall and it would bounce back at me. Okay, just to give you an idea. The only place that came close to the meatball that my dad makes, that now remember, he's like 98% Sicilian, is from Greece. Doesn't even make any sense to me. But, anyways,
Turkish and Greek.
yeah, Turkish and Greek, and they're really amazing. So, the meatballs that I found in Italy, I wouldn't recommend them to anyone because they literally taste like crap. One of the places it was this place where we were sitting when we took this
Here,
picture.
I'm gonna,
Okay,
yeah.
this is the place.
You want me to send them
You want
pictures?
send the meatball? They gave us. We ordered meatballs, right?
Well, okay, so Joe was missing part of the story. He's like, "Oh, I want to try the meatballs." And so the only sauce that
You
came
asked
in,
how many
I
meatballs?
because you wanted to know.
Okay.
So I asked the guy how many meatballs, and he's like, "Ah, we don't
Oh,
count the
we don't
meatballs.
count
We
the
just put the
meatballs.
meatballs." I said, "Okay, I get it, but in America everything is marketing, so we count the
Yeah.
meatballs." So he comes back with the pasta dish with only one small
Give me
meatball.
this damn picture, guys. A meatball dish with one meatball this
He
big.
did it on purpose.
That fucker. It was a meatball this big. It was a 1 inch
Oh no,
freaking
it's on your
meatball.
phone. I don't
Is it
have
on
it.
my phone?
Yeah.
Maybe I can. I have. This is something that I have to share because this is absolutely. It is outrageous. Like I never even seen meatballs this small in my life. I don't even know. So yeah. I'm gonna find this meatball because I gotta share this because it is It is ridiculous, is what it is. It is by far. Here it is. Here it is. Let me go ahead and share this.
Meatball ranch, spicy meatballs.
It's a meatball rant. There you go. You guys can see this
Skippy
because
said, I love the 48 megapixel setting on my iPhone 16. There's Joe's meatball.
here we go, guys. Um, here we go. Here's the meatballs. Now the pasta there was unbelievable, right? Look at that pasta. And there is the frickin' meatball. That's what it looked like, guys. That's what we got. I actually
Skippy said, a spicy meatball.
so I actually this isn't how it came because this was my pasta that didn't have any meatballs on it, okay? But Fabiola's dish is the one that came with the red sauce and the meatballs. So I just took the one meatball and I stick it on the top of mine just to represent the one meatball. But yeah, her dish had that single meatball. And if you get it, you can get an idea of the scale of it. It is tiny, guys. It is absolutely a 1 inch freaking meatball. No freaking joke. 1 inch meatball. That's what we got. So, but this isn't rare. This was common in all of the places that we visited in Italy and Sicily. So I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like I would never order them or recommend them. I don't know.
All right, let me
So,
catch up on some of these
okay, go
spicy
ahead. And then we're
meatballs.
gonna get out of here. That's
Yes,
it.
because I am done, and I'm sure everybody. It's 4th of July.
It's 4th of July.
I'm excited you guys are here, but I'm surprised you're here.
Yeah.
Peter says it's not a normal sized meatball.
It is not a normal size meatball.
Let's see. Hold on. Mo said, and also the reason around the domes on churches and mosques in general, what they represent. Mo, we need to have this conversation. We'll pick it up later.
Yes.
Let's see. Meatball spice. Someone just asked something about, I saw it about oh, okay. Jeffrey Sewell. Hey, Jeffrey. NordVPN has a lot of sites you can get really close to Iran, like Iraq, Azerbaijan,
Yep.
Kuwait, Bahrain, and Emirates.
Iran, yes. Yes, NordVPN. We use Pure VPN. I actually have I have a code with them, so you can get like a discount. So if you go to jcristina.com/VPN, jcristina.com/VPN, it'll take you over there and it gives you an automatic discount on that VPN. And they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of servers all over the country that you can use and all over the world, excuse me. There's a ton. So yeah, it's definitely worth. And the reason why I use the Pure VPN is because they not only allow you to use the VPN side of things, but you also have the ability to get a static IP address and do port forwarding, two things that SpaceX Starlink do not allow you to do because of their, I'm not going to get into it, but because they don't. So you can get it for literally like $2, $3 or something extra per month, and you'll have your own IP address, a static IP address, as well as being able to do port forwarding. So if you know what if you need port forwarding, then you know what port forwarding is. If you don't need it, you don't know what it is, so you don't need to worry about it. And there you go.
All right,
Question
I think
here.
that's
Peter
it.
says, yeah, that's not a normal size meatball.
Yeah,
Exactly. Um,
I
yeah.
think we're
So,
done.
anyways, guys, I just want to say, or I'm sure we both want to say thank you for hanging out with us during our like excursions over there,
Yeah.
overseas. It
And
was really
like I
great.
said, I couldn't upload as much as I wanted to. I
Yeah.
would try every couple of days whenever we would hit land. So I'm gonna do a recap and put a lot more pictures, but that will
On
be
the
through
Instagram.
Instagram. So Joe's Instagram is at Joseph Christina, and I'll put it on a link if you want to,
I
see
want to see.
more of the stuff that we did. And yeah, so a couple of people were saying that
Thanks, Space
we
Cowboy. Have a good night.
didn't go to the right place,
Yeah.
tourist restaurants, but we did go off
We
to a
went,
lot of
yeah.
different
And that's the thing
places that weren't
too. That's the
even
thing. We
on the
didn't
main.
just go to the tourist
Yeah.
restaurants. We ate like in a lot of
Yeah.
different
And there
places.
was some food that was really good.
Oh,
Others
it's
were
very
just,
good. Yeah,
whatever.
very, very good. That's the
I
one
would say
thing. Like
50-50.
their vegetables, their like
Fresh.
tomatoes,
Yeah.
their
Pasta,
fruits,
the
their
bread.
it's just second to none. Their bread is unbelievable. Their pastas, that pasta that you see there is literally pasta that was like hand rolled. You know, that's like it's so good compared to the junk that we get here in the U.S. People in the U.S. we feel like everything that we have is the best, right? Because that's the nature of the beast. You know, you always think that whatever you have is better than the next guy. The truth behind it is our food that we eat here in the US is complete and utter crap in comparison to the freshness of the food that's eaten and eaten overseas in Europe, let's say. Not on the same scale at all. At all. We saw a guy when we went to one of the smaller locations. There was a guy that came and brought to this restaurant a bushel, like or 2 bushels of tomatoes. The guy
Oh, that
took
was in Greece.
was in Greece. The
Yeah.
guy took the tomato, looked at it. Okay, if those tomatoes weren't exactly ripe to that day, he would say no, and the guy would have to come back another day because they weren't up to snuff. When you look at the tomatoes, they are blood red. The just everything is just so fresh. It's just unbelievable. The stuff that we put up with in this country when it comes to food is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We were just talking about it today. We were ordering food from Publix or something.
No,
It's
last
like,
night we stopped in the airport real quick
oh my god.
and we stopped at Fridays, which we already know is crap anyways, but it was really crap.
It's just
Like after eating all that, it
yeah.
just, yeah.
I mean, you go over there, like we went through a market and they had like steaks that were like beautiful steaks for like a steak this big for like 8, 9 euros. That same steak here at Publix, right, would be like $25, $30, and it wouldn't even be as good. So, it's that kind of thing. They definitely eat better overseas. I'm glad that, what is it, RFK is doing what he's doing when it comes to the dyes and all the other shit that we're eating here in the US that they have not been eating overseas for decades. We're finally, hopefully, going to get a little bit more healthy here. And a lot of these companies are already starting to do it. We're seeing like some of those additives being removed automatically without them having to be told to do it because they know it's coming, it's in the pipe. So, but all in all, I just want to say, like I said before, thank you for hanging out with
Yeah,
us. Thank you
especially
for
tonight
putting
because it's
up,
4th of
and
July.
plus it's 4th of July, but putting up with all of the just crappy signal and service that was available that I had available.
Yeah, so if you
I
didn't get remember to do this like every once in a while, unsubscribe and resubscribe
That's a
because
good
for
point.
whatever reason, I don't know what they do. The other thing is to just check on Joe's videos for the last like 10 days because some people got notifications, some people didn't. It was a really hard time for him to upload stuff. And I
Yeah.
think that because of that, it might not have like put it into
It's
the,
the algorithm.
yeah,
It's
so.
just horrible. It's horrible, guys. We a
Because
lot of
he put out like 10 videos. So,
in
it's
20 days. So it's
and it's
literally a
just like
video
the
every other
numbers
day.
are not there like they
And
were.
the numbers are not there. It's just YouTube has been doing like it happens every couple of months and then a lot of you guys will tell me like, "Hey, I was unsubscribed and I didn't unsubscribe to you. Like what happened?" And I don't have an answer to that. And I think that happens a lot. And then also I get people that tell me like there's no notifications. I haven't got notifications and I have all notifications turned on. And when I tell my people over there at YouTube, I say, "Listen, this is what's going on." They say, "Oh, tell your subscribers to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then select all notifications." It's like, does my subscribers really need to do it because your service sucks so bad? I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Like, why? A $1 trillion company owned by Alphabet, right? Alphabet, Google, YouTube, right? All the same people. Like, why is that? That I would have to tell you guys that you need to do that. It's just bad. in its face, it's bad. It's something that really should be addressed. It really should be. So, but we just have to deal with it. So yeah, like Fabiola said,
Yeah.
unsubscribe, subscribe again, and then select all notifications so that you're notified whenever I do go live. So anyways, like I said, thank you so much for being here tonight. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. And once again, thank you for hanging out with us over the last 20, 21 days or whatever that we've been away. So
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next week.
take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Thanks.